Hi there, it's Lori, and my story is I have been very social. I didn't change my glasses. Let's do that. I'm wearing my Van Gogh, the cat pushing the flower pot off he's pushing the sunflowers off. I say it. Missy would be the one to do that. So should have said she. Anyway, changing my glasses. So, oh gosh, that's so much better. It's so weird. But I can't see much past my computer screen with these, which is also funny. I can't see well, I should say, because I can see that there are things. Anyway, my story. I have been very social. I have been more social this week than I have been, like in the past 7 days, than I have been for the past 2 months, all smashed into 1 week. So that's kind of crazy. It started... I can't remember which day. There was a day I spent a long time chatting with Ian as Weirdo. We were chatting about some different things and some different concepts and all that. Anyway, so spent a lot of time chatting there. Obviously not in person because he lives in California. I live here in Colorado. So then Saturday we went to that birthday party and I chatted with the mom, and my husband put out a fire. So, it was adventurous. It was a wild day. And then, so I was chatty there, social, mostly just with the mom, the one that my husband used to work with. I mean, she used to work with him is a better way. We literally have always referred to her as his work daughter, even though she hasn't worked there in years. But her husband's that designs the really cool video games. So he's offered, I think because my husband saved their house from a fire, he was probably going to give him a lot of those games. But anyway, and who knows, he may still, because that's how her husband is. Very, very cool. But all right, so that's Saturday. So then Sunday, Armchair Chef and I did our live, and then we ended up chatting for a long time after the live, and just catching up because we hadn't had a chance to catch up for a long time because her other work schedule really made it hard for she and I to connect. So she and I will probably do a live once a month, once every other month, something like that. We might swap back channels back and forth or whatever. Anyway, so then yesterday I ended up talking to Kittee Lane on the phone for a couple hours. And then today I had lunch with my friend, which that was more like an hour and a half because, it was the middle of her work day. My friend who went kind of through a bit of a messy divorce, messy in a different way than I experienced, but I could at least help her with, how do you help the kids? Her children are grown. So that's a whole different experience too. She doesn't have to co-parent, but, it was a mess getting to the finish line there. But now she's dating. It's been long enough since it was final, whatever, she's dating. So we were swapping dating stories. So I thought I would share a couple funny things, and then I will share with you what was in my fortune cookie and why I just told you all of that social stuff. So we were chatting, and I told her that because she's like, it's so funny because all the married ladies want to hear what's the newest thing in the dating world. And, I told her that is exactly how it was when I was dating before I met my husband and whatever, when I was dating. And one of them even said to me, I like your husband so much and I'm so glad you found him and I'm glad you married him, but I really miss your dating stories. So anyway, so I'm like, yes, I relate. I said, so here's what you do. She's like, I feel weird talking about it at work. And I said, here's what you do. I said, whenever I was talking about dating stuff at work, all the ladies I was chatting with, they always knew we referred to it as book club, which is funny because I'm in an actual for real book club with Ian as Weirdo, but that's a real book club. We would refer to whenever I was talking about the dating whatever stuff, it was book club. So she's like, oh my gosh, I'm using that. Because if somebody walks in, you can say, I can't believe that happened in that book. Now, you have to have some, depending on who you're dealing with, you might have to have some titles or whatever, some obscure title, right? That's not real, but believable that you'd be reading. Anyway, but yes, she loved that book club. So, all of that to tell you that's funny, right? So, any of you out there dating and everybody's interested in it, but you don't want everyone to know that you're talking about your own dating life, it's book club. No joke. This is the fortune. Let me tell you what it says. It says, cherish the memories you create with friends. What have I been doing the last week? Now I need to spend 2 hours with Lexi and a couple hours with Camille. Then I think have I rounded it out then? Anybody else in person? I probably have. Yeah, my friend that I go to Crochet Club. I need to catch up with her. So yeah, I'm trying. But I just thought that was so funny because I was literally just telling my daughter before I went to lunch with my friend, I can't believe how social I've been this last week. It's not that y'all know I'm extroverted. That's not the issue. It's just with my schedule, my medical stuff's been weird, whatever. I've kind of not been as social. So it's really nice, chatting with everybody and whatever. So it fills my tank, so to speak. I know for some people that drains their tank, right? So it's finding the balance, finding what works for you. This is the yarn I need to use for the pickle, for the cat toy pickle, because that is cotton. It's just really thin cotton. I might have to hold two together. Anyway, okay, what did I buy? Or what did I get? I don't remember what I titled this. What did I get Wednesday? Well, I was going to do WIP Wednesday. I will still show you a WIP. But let's start with this ad, because I'm hoping that you're still watching. We're going to start with Frizzy Bee Books. I want you all, I will put the link, I want you all to go get the second, these are for my grandchildren. I went ahead and got the autographed ones this time. It's not her fault, it's shipping that the tissue tore, but they're always wrapped in tissue. The Wayward Wind is book number 2, so you can certainly get book number 1 as well. Book number 3 is on its way, right? In the fall. So book number 3 is coming. But I'd like you all to go support Frizzy Bee Books, Frizzy Bee on YouTube. I'll link her both of her channels, and I will link how you can purchase the book. You pay just a little extra, and you can get the autographed book. Paperback only, I believe, for the autographed. But anyway, so that came. Just got that today. Today being Tuesday. This came the other day. I need to email Jennifer Redgate and thank her because she sent me the yarn I needed to be able to actually do my Stitcherhood blanket. Because this, let me show you how they spell it. Mystery yarn. This box number, they didn't have anymore. And it wasn't in the one that Armchair Chef Lori just opened either. So it's vibrant green. I was not going to have enough to finish my queen size blanket, and now I have enough. She sent me 3, and I very much appreciate it. I also need this bag because I got to send something. I might end up sending that in a box. We'll see. So, very excited. Thank you, Jennifer Redgate. All right. So, another thing I got this week. This one might make you all fall on the floor. I got this for myself. You know what those are? Those are knitting needles. Yep, I bought myself some knitting needles to go along with the other knitting needles that I have. And I'm going to go over to my neighbor's. I just have to arrange it with her. I'm going to learn to knit. So that's another thing I got this week. That came with a bunch of other stuff that's like stickers and little stuff for both the Stitcherhood and stuff for my members. Because again, I am going to do member packs. I need to put that in the descriptions too. Because even the droppers you will get, that's the lowest level. You will get member packs. They'll just be a little bit different than the other levels. What do I want to do next? I found my Marley bird. I showed it in the live, but I'm still on week 2 or play 2. And they've just dropped play 4, I believe, or just made available drop 4. There's that stitch marker from Ladybird. Loves. I love it. It's a globe. Love, love, love. Anyway, again, I have this weird thing. I will put my favorite stitch markers on things that I want to make sure I finish, because then I get to reclaim my stitch marker. I know, that's a game I play with myself, I guess we'll call it. And then, before I get to the last thing, I went to a craftery store. So Camille the other day, I did not do any filming. It didn't feel like the right vibes. She's talked about that too. Different reason than why she didn't film the things she didn't film. But this craftery store was very small, and I felt like there were 3 or 4 customers in there while I was in there, and it was very small. It was all sectioned off. They did not have a ton, but they did have some things. Now, I just got this because I wanted it. There's no reason. I've just wanted this yarn for a while. I think this is Momenti. What do you all think? Is this Momenti? Or is this a color I don't have in Colorama Halo? I don't know. I can't tell. And it's wrapped in a red heart. I'm positive that's red heart ombre. That's not part of the actual yarn, but that's how they held it together. That was $3.50. I felt like that was reasonable for that cake of yarn. $3.50. This I bought for a specific project. You're going, what the heck, Lori? Well, you'll have to wait and see. But I needed some. I did not have this color or this color in chenille, and for what I'm doing, I needed those colors. I might have to use a non-chenille. I got both boxes, right? Okay, now, before I do those, I'll grab these. I got these that I can attach and kind of make, let me see if I can push one up a little bit better. It's a little sheep, and on the back, it's a little heart, where their little fluff tail is. I got these for member packs eventually. I'll turn those into stitch markers. Even though I don't really know how to do that, I'll figure it out. And then the last thing I got for this, oh, did they give me a receipt? Maybe I shoved it in my purse. This is what I wanted for this shawl, but okay. So, let me show you what I've done so far. So, along the top, I just did the blue. I am going to do another row. And then I had the little tiny beads in blues, purple, and clear. So, I am going to do another row, and I'm going to add some pearls in there, just kind of between. And we're good. The reason I wanted to add the beads, it was MDL Michael's suggestion, is to keep those stitches open. This is going to go, please enter Armchair Chef Lori's birthday bash. Again, you don't have to donate to potentially win this. Just please enter so that you have a chance to win if you are interested in this. Lori said it would be great for, just tie around your waist as a swimsuit cover. So I want to add those pearls. I got this set in case I didn't have enough. So I think this is enough, but now I can use it on another project if I want. But anyway, so go check out Armchair Chef Lori's. She's given, I'm going to link 2 or 3 videos. Please watch them if you're interested in entering. Again, you can win that. These are just the 2 things that I'm entering that you could win. And I might add one for donation that you could win. But I wouldn't get additional entries for that. But this is all different Tunisian stitches, this bag, and it cinches up very nicely. And then it's long enough for me to like throw over my shoulder if I needed to. So big fan of this. It's super cute. In case you couldn't tell, that it's like tropical beach. What would you use on the beach? Which is why bucket hats or sun hats are certainly enterable. You can also use the colors, the beachy colors. Like this colorway, I think is actually called sea glass or beach glass, one or the other. Anyway, so that is all that stuff. And I haven't even gotten to the last one. Okay, hold on a second. All right. Your inspirations. This was my order. They almost had it right. I'll tell you what's missing. So I got yellow, green, black, and a variegated purple. because I think I'm going to make those bookmarks. That's something that all of my members will get at least every 6 months, if not quarterly. I'll make kind of seasonal bookmarks. I got this luster yarn since I couldn't afford the shipping on the PayPal, the Firefly from Crochet Rocks. I really wanted it, but it's the color I needed was this is obsidian, which is my favorite rock, by the way. It is for a specific project. I have 5 balls of this. It is Caron Simply Me Luster. It is 65% nylon, 35% acrylic. It's a medium weight 5 millimeter needles, 5 millimeter hook. 6 ounces, 170 grams, 360 yards, 329 meters. And it's a thick 4. It's board. Some places would call that a 5, right? They're calling that a 4. But it's exactly perfect. It's perfectly what I needed for that project. Okay. Also got correctly 5 of these. And incorrectly only got 1 of these. I should have 5 of these hooks. So I should have 5 full sets. I do not. They mostly got the order right. I have already emailed them. I made sure they're in stock. I was very clear on which item I was missing. Yarnspirations is pretty good about taking care of that if they can. That's why I checked to see if it was in stock. Anyway. Okay, forgot to say, on the Craft Restore altogether, it was just short of $20. So not a great price, but I'm okay with that. It's fine. These are definitely full balls. Jennifer Redgate just gave these to me. She didn't want a yarn swap or anything. She didn't want anything in return. The beads. Let's see. This one was $3. This one was $1.79 or $1.80. So altogether it was, with after taxes, like I said, it was just short of $20. I don't remember how much Frizzy Bees books are, but I don't care. Y'all go out and buy them. Okay. Sorry, I'm holding this up. My Yarnspirations order that should hopefully be corrected soon is after the 40% off and then the additional 10% off. I think it was $85. But that luster yarn, just the 5 balls I got of that was $35 of it. So that was most of it. And I think each thread was $2. But anyway, thanks for coming in. Can I get an amen? Hugs from me, Mom Potato Head. I don't have my glass. I'm not going to even unbury it. Hugs from me, whatever kind of hug you need. Like, subscribe, share, comment, join if you're interested. I've shown you some things you could get as a member. Like I said, I'm not sure. Right now, I've only committed to every 6 months that you'll get some kind of member pack, no matter what level you're at. And then I guess that's all I have to say. I appreciate you all. Hope to see you soon.